Hello, welcome students. Let us start our next session of lectures in shell programming. So, already we have discussed many aspects of shell programming, especially on conditional statements and be different type of conditional statement, how we can create program regarding that, and especially on the structure of conditional statement, how many types of conditional statements is there, like that decision control statement. Now we also have demonstrated about some program, conditional program, basic program, and how to implement within shell programming. And now again let us discuss about the different type of test command, that is the file test. First let us discuss about the file test. So the test command had several options for checking the status of a file, and here we are displaying some of the options what the test command offer. uh, Here if you look at the table in the slide, here it is given. So using these test options, we can find out whether the specified file is an ordinary file or a directory, or whether it grants read, write, or execute permissions, and so on and so forth. So now let us check the different test conditions here. Like in the options, you can see that we are having different type of options. First, minus s space file, this is an option for test condition, and the meaning of this option is true if the file exists and has a size greater than 0. That means it is a test condition. So minus s file, this is a test condition. This test condition will be true if the file exists and has a size greater than 0. And another one option you can see, minus f space file. So it is also true if the file exists and is not a directory. That means this option will be true, minus f space file. It will be true if the condition is if the file exists and is not a directory. So if these two condition is true, then this option will be true. Otherwise, this option will be false. In the same way, you can see the option minus d space file. This option also will be true if the file exists and is a directory file. That means what is the difference between minus f space file and minus d space file? First one, the condition is file exists and is not a directory. For the second one, here also condition is the file have to be exist and is a directory file. So difference between these two is, first one, the file should not be a directory file. Second one, the file should be a directory file. This is the difference. The next option, if we see -c space file, it will be true. This condition, this is an option. This option also will be true depending on the condition if the file exists and is a character special file. So in this case, if the file is a character special file and the file exists, then this condition will be true. Otherwise, the condition or the option will be false. Next, we can see -b space file. So it will be true if the file exists and is a block special file. So if you can roughly, you can see that all the options here we have mentioned, for each of the options you can see the condition will be true, means option will be true if there is a common condition, if the file exists. If the file exists, this is a common condition to be for outcome of true, truth value true for that option. So for each of the option, one condition is file have to be exist. This is a common condition. With that condition, in different option, different additional condition is there, satisfying which only the option will be true. So in the same way we can see -b space file, that option will be true if the file exists is the common option and is a block special file. So if it is a block special file, the option will be true. If it is not, then option will not be true. For the next option, -r space file, here it will be true if the file exists and have a read permission to. That means if all the three options, if you see here respectively, -r space file, -w space file, -x space file, that means you can see rwx. Here is the option rwx. You know, in the Linux already we have discussed many times that rwx, the Linux permissions, file permissions, which stand for R for read, rwx. So R for read, W for write, and X is for execute. So here in the options you can see easily the corresponding condition is, in all the cases, in these three options, in all the cases the file have to be exist, the first condition, that is the common condition, file have to be exist, and along with that, for R file it is read, it have to be read permission to it, file must have a read permission to it. For W space file, file have to be write permission, and for X space file, the file have to be execute permission. So there are the resemblance between the option name and corresponding meaning. So here rwx, read, write, execute permissions respectively. And last one, that is k -k space file, that is true if the file exists and sticky bit is set. So if the sticky bit is set, then this condition will be true. Obviously file have to be exist, otherwise the option will be false. Okay, now let us move to the next slide here. And here we can see that this is a demonstrating program for this file, file testing. So suppose we have created shell script sh8, and here we are giving like that, enter file name, then read fname. Fname is suppose the file name. So read fname, then if -f space $fname, if it is the means dollar $f name means this is a file name variable. So what the file name user will enter through the keyboard, that file name will be scanned here, will be taken as input assigned to the shell variable f name, and then here it is testing the if minus f name, then you what will be echoed displayed, you entered a file name, else echo what you entered is not a file name. Then in the same way we are closing the if block, writing the phi in the reverse direction. You know that already how to complete the if block. So here again look at the previous slide. For example, what is minus f? In the slide you can see that minus f file, this option is true if the file exists and is not a directory. So here what the file name we have entered, if that is a file name, that file name, if that condition is true, then it will be displayed that you entered a file name, else it will be displayed what you entered is not a file name through this echo command. So now let us move to the next slide here. Another one slide here, that is you can see that suppose another shell script ss9, the shell script name suppose ss9, and here again we are writing to enter file name. So first a message will be displayed on the screen, enter file name, then read f name. F name suppose the file name variable, we will assign the entered file name into this shell variable f name. Then if minus w dollar f name, then echo type method to append to stop type control D. So here if minus w dollar f name means, you can see that in the previous slide if you look at this condition, minus w is the write permission. So if the file have the write permission, it will check that if minus w dollar f name means that is a particular file name which you have entered. So it will check that whether that file name have write permission or not. If write permission is there, then it will be true, that option will be true. So it will echo, means it will display the message in the output, the type method to append to stop type control D. So in that case you can write something, it will append it with the file content, and if you want to stop writing, then you can type control D, then it will exit. Else echo no write permission. That means if minus w dollar f name means what file name is entered, that file name do not have the write permission, then it will display that no write permission. So depending upon the option value, it will display according to the message. So in this way we can create the different file shell programming test file condition program in this way. So we will discuss more about the conditional statement on further discussion. Now for the current discussion, I will conclude here. Okay, thank you.